Welcome back, everyone. This is our part 2 of the MRS F1 eSports race 18 of 22 here in Monaco. We had some server troubles in our first try, so part 1 was the qualifying. I post the link in the description of this video if you want to rewatch the qualifying later, so you can just hit the link. And yeah, this will be part 2, this will be the race, and we will see a 39 laps race. The starting grid is already decided. I will search it for you and run it down for you in just a moment. So the starting grid is in pole position Zemo, second Dominic Walsh, in third Jarne van de Briel, in P4 Thomas Walsh, in 5 Mirko Caruso the Rockstar, in P6 Stefan Williams, in 7th Mike Taylor, 8 to Gary, 9 is Ryan, P10 Ryan Price, P11 Grimo, P12 Mercyman called Martin Ward, in P13 Andrew Mond, P13 for Andrew Mond, P14 Brandon Walsh the Ninja, in P15 host Lawson, and in P16, the last one for tonight, Craig Dickinson. And I heard rumors that it was Dickinson who caused the crash. So should the COVID times end someday and we all, the whole grid, will meet on one of our yachts in Monaco, I think it's Craig Dickinson to buy us all some drinks for crashing the session. No, just joking. We are headed to Monaco in just a few seconds. The session timer has started to tick down, and we will see a good race, a clean stream, at least speaking about the server quality. And yeah, I will just repeat a few things I mentioned just in the qualifying, so in case you should have been live with us, you might have to listen a few words from me now, double or thrice. So there is, for this race, actually no real tire strategy. It's more or less just starting on softs, at least most of the drivers, and then switch to mediums to some later time. The bigger question will be A, how many safety car phases do we see, and second, how many new front wings do I need as a driver? And yeah, let's see what's going to happen more often if we have a driver that needs more front wings than fresh tire sets he has. So all that can be possible in the Race of Monaco. The barriers are incredible near. There is really not the slightest kind of space you can run wide. The slightest mistake will probably cost you a winglet, or if not the whole front wing. And at least we see some fair weather. We have seen some rainy races here in Monaco in the past too. And just as I mentioned, there is no big tire strategy. It has been presented by Amazon Web Services. Funny thing is that AWS presented us a different strategy now than in the race before. And yeah, so let's have a look at the tires again, just like we did before. Let's see if everyone is still on the same set as before. Ah no, due to the not happened qualifying, there is no park for me rule, of course. How should there be? So had free choice of tire, and therefore the grid is split in a half, approximately, about red and yellow tires. In the top 10 in P8, 10th Grimmo will start on mediums. I think there is a little bit of mistake because I think Dominic was P2 and not Jarne van der Briel. And we were 16 drivers in the qualifying, so someone has dropped out, sadly. So anyway, the installation lap is over. We hopefully will have a great race here now. Yes, the session is on, the 5 red lights on, and the Monaco Grand Prix is started. Good start from both the racing points. Bad start from Dominic Walsh, who he has to run wide here. Everyone else here in the first turn went rather smoothly, I guess. So no big issues from the start. That's been a very disciplined start, I would like to call it. Was a there's the first collision. Mike Taylor. Oh, and the Renault behind. Always here in the hairpin. It's very dense in the first lap, and we have seen multiple noses damaged already by now. We have seen a bunch of penalties given for collision. Oh, what's going on here? It's not depicted, but I think this looks like a safety car, as everyone is running that kind of safety cars out. So the first safety car is out, sadly not depicted, but we saw it in one of the LED panels alongside the track. So if you watch the right hand, there was blinking SZ standing for safety car, and this is the first of probably a few safety car phases. So let's see who has to get himself a new nose. The first one was Gary, then behind him Mike Taylor, Brendan Walsh, Grimmo, Dickinson, Monster. The first penalty to serve here, and then getting from medium to soft. So actually Gary has fulfilled the tire rule. He would not have to come in again. At least he's not obliged to, according to the rules. And here's our leader, Zemo, and Dominic Walsh is in P2, so he made up his bad start. He has made up the fault by our host, who was putting him into P3 even though he wasn't. That's all clear. So let's have a look what happened between Walsh and Van de Briel. Then nothing has changed till P6. In 7 we see Ryan Price with +2 and his teammate in the other Renault, Martin Ward, with a +3. David Lawson jumped ahead +5, so he was not involved in a collision. Uh-oh, there's Ryan Price now in the pits, making Lawson jump ahead by 6. And the big loser of the start, Mike Taylor, -7. Yeah, what does that mean for our championship run? Simo in the lead would acquire 25 points. That's 7 more than Dominic Walsh. And that would mean that he would make up his 7 points that he is behind in the standings against Dom Walsh. So if the race would end here right now, we would see a ±0 P1 and 2, and that would be really incredible going into the last 4 races of the season. But yeah, we are only in lap 3, so there is ton of Monaco racing left. Tons of hectic and safety car phases, I would like to guess. So we are here in the last sector. Simo is dictating the pace as the safety car is ruled back into the pits here. When will Simo pick up the pace and try to shake off his main rival? He does it now. Right now, Dominic Walsh is not too far away, but far away enough. He got away enough so that Walsh cannot attack him. And in the background, let's see if there's anything problematic going on. Yes, there was a crash. That's right, the next crash. This is David Lawson involved. I mentioned it. He had a clean first lap that got him up by a lot of places, and now he entirely lost his whole front wing. Oh, this is evil. This is evil for him. He will lose a lot of positions. And let's see if he... Excuse myself, that could be my connection. Sadly, thankfully, I am online over the router of my neighbor and havoc as he spun Lawson in the... Whew. Yeah, well, let's have a look back at our leaders. Dom Walsh is close to Simo, and Jarne van der Briel is not far away either. In P4 we see Tom Walsh, brother to Dom Walsh, who is the maybe third man in our championship discussion. He has 37 points gap to his brother right now, so as I mentioned, only four races to go. Sorry, I just received a warning because of my internet connection, so in case the stream should be crippled, I am very sorry about that. Yeah, where was I? Tom Walsh is the next one who has caused trouble. That's correct, Dickinson. Yeah, here he is. Dickinson crashed into the barrier and is out. Yeah, I was talking about Tom Walsh, the fourth man in the championship discussion. He is 37 points behind his brother. He needs to finish in front of Simo and Tom Walsh if he wants to stay alive in the championship run. He cannot stay in P4 here. He needs to finish in front of them. Every one of these last 5 races, 4 plus this, is a do or die event for Tom Walsh. He had a good start thus far, but let's see where time will bring him. So now we've seen 4 or 5 laps of fluent racing, rather fluent. At least for our top drivers, the top 5 are more or less running and matching each other's pace. And we see a gap of almost 4 seconds to Stefan Williams, and then a big gap, 13 plus seconds on Mercy Man. So these are the groups we are racing in, the top 5 and then a midfield group. And right now this is all more or less, yeah, just staying as close as possible, not committing mistakes, and wait for your chance. And not to run into the back of the guy ahead. Nico Caruso had to brake viciously hard here in the hairpin. Yeah, Stefan Williams is dropping 4.2 now. The gap. Oh, Caruso, another braking problem. It looks like Caruso could go faster. Looks like he is faster than Tom Walsh. Does he dare to attack him? Not yet. And ahead it looks like Van der Brill is faster than Tom Walsh likewise. While Simo is slowly, a little bit sneaking away from Walsh. Barely over a second the gap. We see the next pit stoppers, Mercyman and Mike Taylor. Both have opted for the hard tire. Actually no need to run hard here, but they want to try to go through on this set. In case they can keep their nose clean, that might work. And Caruso looks like more patient now, after 2 laps in a row where he nearly kissed the rear of Tom Walsh. He looks a bit more into chasing rhythm now. You do not have to stay within a few tenths. You can stay a bit more behind. We see the next safety car, I think. Everyone has to... Virtual safety car, VSC. Everyone has to obey to limited times here, limited sector times, and especially in the hairpin section, this almost feels like you have to stop standing. Oh, and Caruso has dropped back a little bit. It's not that easy to obey this sector times and not lose position to the guy ahead. And he is now over a second behind Tom Walsh. That would mean he is out of the DRS zone. But okay, DRS is not a big issue, not a big topic here in Monaco anyway. And... Tom Walsh in the pits. Tom Walsh in the pits. He's one of those strange guys using this... Yeah, is it a mod? What is it? Where you cannot see the motor telemetry. Oh, he has... I think he had to serve a penalty here, and that took really so long, and he will lose a lot of time on the front group. He will not lose any more of a position, as behind him pitted too and had a big gap. But for the moment, until the next safety car phase, I think for the moment Tom Walsh is rather out of the podium discussion. So what is Caruso doing now, as he is behind the other racing point? And Tom Walsh has crashed! Oh no, that was... So Tom Walsh now on mediums, he dropped down to P4. 20 seconds behind Simo, his big rival. It's a rather safer driver, Simo the little bit faster one, but Simo tends to commit a mistake every once in a while. And the next one in the pits, that was Caruso, so everyone, or a lot of guys, are now pitting. And Simo! Simo! What happened? Simo is out! Simo has crashed here shortly before the hairpin. The After Casino Mirabeau Haute, and Simo is out. I can't believe it. Simo is out. The next safety car phase, and yeah, didn't I mention it? Didn't I say it just half a minute before? Simo is the faster guy, but the one who tends to commit mistakes every once in a while. And he showed us just that. That's bad luck. I'm really sorry for you, Simo. And sorry for us all, because we want to see a championship fight and not someone crashing out. So let's get things sorted here. We see Arne van der Briel, the leader, behind Bernd Mailänder on fresh mediums. Just a lap before, Caruso stopped 1 lap before Walsh, and 1 lap before that Tom Walsh. So all those who were in need of a pit stop, like the Walshes, did not lose that much. They are back in the top 3 or top 4. And yeah, I mentioned it during the qualifying. Jarne van de Bril, our comebacker, he was sidelined last week due to being COVID positive, and here he's back again. And the funny thing, or the interesting thing, is that Jarne van de Bril and Rockstar, both these drivers, I see a lot of parallels between those two guys, because they just joined round about the midway mark of the season and have left some marks to the league, have had some really good results, both achieving podiums already, and right now they are in P1 and 2. So I'm just watching the background chatter. Zemo is very angry, I can say so. I think I'm allowed to say so. And just like I'm enduring some online and connection issues, Zemo has similar PlayStation troubles, as his PlayStation is at the moment not turning on again. So in case you watch this or listen to my words, all the best to you at the moment, and you will come back stronger, I'm pretty sure about that. And we will see one more lap behind the safety car, as the last two guys aren't in queue. That's Mike Taylor and... no, it's actually more than just one. Let's have a short look. Who are the backmakers? Still far behind. Even though this track is very short, you can still have some backmakers far behind the others. That's Gary, Brandon Walsh, David Lawson, and Mercy Man, Martin Ward, and Mike Taylor. Oh, Taylor has a damaged front wing behind the safety car, so even that can happen. The left hand side end plate is missing, so he will need a new front wing again. Let's have a look at the pit stops. We have we have already seen 5 stops by Taylor. I'm not sure if that information is right. In lap 16, that means he needs a new nose in average every 5 laps. Okay. Brandon Walsh and Gary, not that far better. Each of them have 4 stops, means they need a new nose every 4 laps. And safety car will be in this lap. Let's have a short look at the penalties. Not that many seconds, as there is not much possibility to cut corners or exceed track limits. And there's the second restart. Jarne van de Bril will pick up the pace. Now trying to shake off Caruso. Did not entirely work, but at least enough to not be attacked. And then behind that, everything went rather cleanly. Gary in the pits. Mercy Man's already left. So let's focus on the top trio here now. Vanderbril and Caruso are the only drivers who can help Simo a little bit with taking away points from Dominic Walsh, who would right now increase his standings gap to 22 points. He will get granted 15 for P3. Oh, and there was a crash in the background. There was... what's going on here? The Alpha Tauri... no, it was... was it Dominic Walsh? Can that be true? Dominic Walsh, did he cause another front wing damage? Yes, he did. There's an end plate missing on the left hand side. So Simo, if you are still with us, if you are still watching us, you see it's not all over yet. You are not the only one who kissed barriers in Monaco. So that means Tom Walsh is now in P3. I mentioned it already a few times. For Tom Walsh, it's a do or die event. He needs to finish in front of his brother Dom and Simo if he wants to keep his championship possibilities alive. And that would work for him. He would make up 15 points, and Dom Walsh is into the pits for a moment. Let's see what he will do. Tom Walsh meanwhile posted the new fastest lap of the race. That's interesting because before this second safety car it seemed like the guys behind him, Caruso and Vanderbril, were able to run faster than him, and now he has posted the new fastest lap. And Dom Walsh on mediums out again. He is now in P8, would acquire at least 4 points at the moment, but the race is far but not over yet. And we are back in our race leading group. That's Vanderbril in front of Caruso, barely over a second the gap. So right here on the start finish straight, if you can call it a straight, Rockstar cannot open up his DRS, cannot activate the split in the rear wing. Not a big factor here in Monaco, but at least a bit, and he is unable to. But here he is rather close now, so just within half a second roundabout behind him, 6 or 7 tenths. And he has off Tom Walsh a little bit, so for Tom Walsh, 1.5 seconds now the gap. It seems like P3 is the maximum to achieve right now if those two guys in front of him do not commit mistakes, and they are costly here. We've seen that already a few times in only this first half of the race. So Caruso is close now. Caruso is very close. On every other track we would see a DRS attack on him here, but no, not in Monaco. New fastest lap for the Rockstar. Chase really up the hill and around the casino. In the hairpin, A lot of patience needed here. He's chasing him, but no chance to attack. A little showing himself in the rearview mirror of Van der Briel. Maybe that works to make him a little bit nervous and make him run into a mistake. Well, not yet. Tom Walsh has dropped back to almost 3 seconds now. And again, lap after lap after lap, the Rockstar chases Van der Briel here up the hill. His PSN name, Rockstar, does not come by jeopardy. He actually is a Rockstar. Just look up his name on Spotify and you will find out about that. Just released 2 new singles this week, Lifetime and my favorite, Snoo. Next few penalties coming in now. We have 4 drivers with black and white flag next to their name. Let's quick look about that while we see little locked up tires on both their cars. We see a +5 for Ninja, +3 for Ryan Price, +6, so that's twice the +3 for David Lawson, and a +14. I have no idea how you can get a 14-second penalty. Has to be multiple warnings against Martin Ward in 12th position. Oh, Rockstar in the hand, very close. Like he wants to crawl here. And yeah, lap after lap after lap. Every time they reach the swimming pool, they are so close. And Rockstar always shows himself a little bit in the rearview mirror. This time I think he lost a bit of a few meters with the last showing. Oh, there might be some traffic ahead. This could turn into a topic here. There is it a McLaren or a Renault ahead of Van der Briel? Mercy man it is. Oh, a little bit of a slide from Caruso at the entrance of the tunnel. Oh, and we have our next DNF. That's Brandon Walsh. Brandon Walsh is out. We have VSC or safety car now. Full track caution. And there's a little blue dot that has just vanished. That was Ninja Pro. He was right marshals. And stay with Gary for a moment as he's into the pits. Mike Taylor and Mercyman are likewise. Oh, he has to wait. Gary has to wait because Mike Taylor, his teammate, was there just in front of him. Who knows? That takes so long. Who knows for Gary? After he was running on his mediums for only 3 laps. So it is a safety car. Third safety car phase here. That means that Tom Walsh was able to close the gap again on Caruso, and oh, have a look. Dominic Walsh is ruled in P4 here, has the Renault of Mercyman in front of him, but he's lapped, so he is in P13, last position for Martin Ward. And yeah, therefore Dominic Walsh will get a few more points on his account again. So coming from P8 up to P4 for fourth, he will receive 12 points. So virtually he is now ahead of Simo by 19 points in the overall standings, and his brother Tom Walsh, who I mentioned a few times already, who needs to finish in front of his brother and Simo. What he does right now would make up only 3 points anymore on Dominic, so Tom Walsh, who was behind him at the beginning of the event by 37 points, would then be behind his brother by 34 points. So yeah, if the race was over now, it would go in the right direction for Tom Walsh, but not as intense enough as he would need it to really keep his chances alive. But okay, we are just over half time, so we're getting closer to the 2/3 mark. Still over 1/3, almost half the race to go, and we've seen already 3 safety car phases, so at least 1, maybe even 2 still yet to come, I would like to assume. So now, as we have the time, let's have a short look at the penalties and pit stops again. Penalties, a lot of penalties have been served in the last stops. +3 for Ryan Price, +6 David Lawson, and +9 for Martin Ward anymore. That has decreased a bit. And the stops, my goodness, oi. We see 8 stops for Mike Taylor. That means he is out of fresh tire sets. So if he needs a new nose now in averagely maybe 3 laps again, he will have to run on used tires that he has run on before, so maybe they are still warm from the last stint. Likewise to Gary. Gary has stopped 7 times and now received a +5 seconds penalty for running into Stefan Williams. Where is Gary? There he is. Maybe he has already hurt his nose here. No, does not look like. Anyway, as soon as it happens again, he will have to use old tires from a formerly stint. There actually is no option in the game to not change tires. Very uncommon in modern Formula 1, but we've seen something like that in earlier years when refilling the car was still allowed. We have seen some races where drivers were just running out of fuel for the last few laps, just getting a few kilogram of gasoline in and not change tires. Oh, a little of a traffic jam here. And therefore now Stefan Williams got a penalty. And we are back to green in the front. Jarne van der Briel has pulled away again slightly. Just as I mentioned in the restarts before, pulled away slightly, just enough that he cannot be attacked, but well, we have seen Rockstar being unable to attack him for bunch of laps now. And it seems like as long as Van de Brill does not commit a mistake, it will just stay this way and go down the wire. The interesting fact is, as we have a look at the tires again, the interesting fact will be, will these mediums hold up until the end of the race? Monaco is a track that does not go hard on tires, so usually you do pit just once from soft to medium. But for my taste, the guys in front pitted a bit early, so still 11 plus this lap to go. That means the mediums would be up to almost 30 laps old in the end. I'm not sure if they can withstand that. And Caruso, the Rockstar, has this little bit of advantage as he's running behind, that he can react on what Van de Brill is doing. So in case Van de Brill should decide to stop again, because his mediums will just fall off at some point, so can have a look at that, decide, can I go through or do I need some new tires again? Caruso within 3/10 here. You can hardly get closer to your opponent in Monaco than 3/10. Oh, and Mike Taylor is out. Mike Taylor is out, coming up right here after this turn. Ooh, and he's awkwardly standing there on the track. And that might have cost Mercyman a end plate. It does. Mercyman into the pits again due to a awkward crash from Mike Taylor. He is out now. Fourth man to not finish tonight. Oh, luckily our track marshals were fast in tidying up the Alfa Romeo from Mike Taylor there. In real life, this would have caused really havoc. And there's another issue. Already vanished. Gary caused a yellow flag there. And here we are back in our top trio. It seems like now at the end of the race, Tom Walsh is able to match the pace of Rockstar and Van de Brill a bit better. So before the last safety car phase, Walsh dropped back by multiple seconds. And now he is able to at least stay within the 1 second DRS window of Rockstar. There was again some yellow. Already vanished again. Everything tidy here. Andrew Mond in P6. We haven't seen him that often today. Had a rather silent race. Likewise to Ryan Price, who is up in P5 now. Primo was in the pits. That's why he has lost a few positions there. Fresh softs for the end of the race. He still has a fresh set. And here's our top trio again, all of them within a second. I cannot tell if Tom Walsh got faster now or if the others got slower, but Walsh has front wing damage. Tom Walsh has lost an end plate. Oh, well, we see probably Gary there, who touched Dominic Walsh after being lapped, so front wing damage again. This will be his 10th pit stop. Gary will write history here. Let's see if there is a front wing left in his Alfa Romeo garage, or if he will finish in with a Gran Turismo kinda car. And Tom Walsh, ironically, also having a damaged front wing, he can still more or less match the pace. So maybe he should run more often with a damaged front wing. Does not look too slow. And Caruso again chasing Van de Brijl up the hill. To Mazenet and through Casino up to Mirabeau, and the hairpin that has caused so many troubles already today. Yeah, now Tom Walsh has lost a bit of gap. Now he's out of the DRS window. So we will see two duels here in the last 5 or 6 laps. The duel for P1. Oh, while we see a little bit of front wing damage now at the Caruso Williams likewise. That could be the deciding fact for the race win here today. He will have a bit of lost downforce when turning into the corners. And Caruso, who was waiting and hoping for Van de Brijl to commit a mistake, now it was Caruso who did one and touched the barrier somewhere. We haven't had it on camera, but it's obvious that it was on the left hand side. Maybe in the tunnel, it's very hard to see there for the camera. Yeah, the duel for the win and the duel for the 3rd position, and it's very kinda close persons who dueling each other. Rockstar and Van de Brijl, I mentioned it, the two guys who just came into the league midway through the season and chasing who will be maybe something like the rookie of the year. And behind in 3 and 4, the Walsh brothers, Tom Walsh and Dom Walsh, battling for the internal Walsh crown. The 3rd Walsh is already out. The 3rd Walsh, Ninja Pro, that's Brandon Walsh, but he is not related. So 2 Walsh brothers and one black sheep among the Walshes, if I may say so. Five laps to go, and it seems like none of our drivers will stop again. So all of them will try and make their mediums last through the race. No one is able to attack the one ahead. We see Rockstar, even though he is a bit limited on front wing downforce, is a little bit so it's like faster even though he has damage. But of was it the year 27, Daniel Ricciardo won the race because right second pick of Hamilton chased half the race but just able to attack. Something similar has happened here. Rockstar chasing Varnebrill over the track, haunting him from turn to turn. But Vanderbilt just refuses to commit the deciding mistake. Here we are again in Raskas. Again, Caruso will open the DRS, but will be unable to attack. Likewise, just the very same thing goes for the Walshes. Tom Walsh chasing his brother Tom from casino to pool and repeat again. But no chance for an attack. And as we are closing into the last moments of this race, let's have a look through the field a bit. We haven't seen a lot of camera time for everyone here tonight, like for example a Ryan Price, who is running in a very good race. He will probably finish in 5th if he doesn't throw it away after a few not that good results lately with getting acquainted to his new steering wheel. He is finally back to the pointed ranks. We see Stefan Williams, who maybe missed a bit of a chance here today to run away in the midfield. He will finish 7th if nothing evil changes for him. That means he will acquire 8 points, and with that get closer to Mike Taylor in battle for P4. Mike Taylor, who does not get points granted as he is already out. But Williams missed the chance to attack Mike Taylor even more. But we will see about see the rest of that and find out about the rest in the next 4 races left in the season. Grimmo will finish in P8. Lawson, our host, will pick up 2 points at least. For him, something similar can be said like Andrew Mont. He's one of the second guy in who received a steering wheel to Grimbo, how he calls it, and has needed a few weeks of transition to the new steering wheel, and now finally he will receive some points again. Gary in P10. Let's see how many pit stops he had right now. He is 10 stops. Last lap now, so in average he will finish with getting himself a new nose every 4 laps. And the last one, Mercy Man, who just ran into the barrier when we were with him. And we are in the last final lap for Caruso and Van de Briel. Caruso has chased, how long? I don't know. Was it 20 laps? Was it 25 laps? So long he chased Van de Briel here around the walls here in Monaco, and it does not help. Jarne Van de Briel will finish the race as the first one. Congratulations to the first MRS victory for Jarne Van de Briel, and P2 for Rockstar. Congratulations likewise. And a good result for Tom Walsh, who finishes in 3rd, just ahead of his brother Dom Walsh in 4th position. P5 will be given to Ryan Price here. We are just with him. Congratulations to you too. He had a penalty, but that will not affect his final result: P6 Andrew Mont, 7th Stefan Williams, Grimo in 8, Gary 9. Lawson has dropped down one position in the end, so just 1 point granted to our host. And Mercyman Martin Ward will finish in last position of those who achieved to see the checkered flag. And one last look here at our pit stops. This is really, yeah, this will be the record of the season. 11 men finishing the race with a total of, I don't know, 60 pit stops or something. 3 safety car phases, uncountable yellow flags and VSCs, and this is the driver of the day. That is Andrew Mont. And this is the podium in Monaco, not a real podium, just a little bit of space for the Lord to hand the champagne to those 3 guys. Twice a racing point that will make them jump ahead in the constructors standings, jump over Ferrari, who did not score today. And this is the final result after penalty. Becker has won, Jarne van de Briel in front of Rockstar. Then in third, Tom Walsh, followed by Tom Walsh. In 5, Ryan Price. 6, Andrew Mont. 7, Stefan Williams. Grimo in 8. 9 goes to Gary. 10 for David Lawson. 11, Martin Ward. And everyone beyond did not finish. That's Mike Taylor, Brendan Walsh, Peter Simpson, and Craig Dickinson. And with these very nice pictures of the city of Monte Carlo, we say goodbye for today. That was race number 18 of the ongoing season. 4 races left to decide the championship. The next one, 20th of January, will be hosted in Austria, the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg. We will be back for the Austrian Grand Prix next Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. of UK time. The stream should start around about 7:20 in case that I can get my connection issues sorted out. And yeah, thanks for being with us. Was another astonishing race. Great race for us. And yeah, see you next Wednesday, hopefully. Until then, I wish you a very good evening. Still a good start to your new year. Stay safe in these times and keep racing.